So up this evening, we have a returning guest. We have got Emily. Emily, you there?
Yep, right here.
Awesome. How's it going this evening, Emily?
Good, good.
Good. All right. You're no stranger to Red's room.
Yes, I've just been on one other time, but yes, it was great.
Well, very cool. Well, it's great to have you back on. How'd you get started with music? Been doing it for a little while.
Yeah, I have actually been writing songs for quite a long time. My first song I wrote in first grade, but didn't really start thinking of it career wise or as a lifelong passion probably till high school when I got my first guitar, and then I majored in music in college. So I knew I wasn't saved until my senior year of high school, but it was at that point that I was like, okay, I think I really want to use this for worship.
It's so cool. I love it.
Mhm.
And it's cool that first grade.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I love that's when I started doing piano lessons. I did not continue past first grade, but I think it planted something.
No, most definitely. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, what do you have for us to start us out with this evening?
Yeah, so my first song is called "The God Who Sees," and this is a co-write between me and one of my really good friends from college, Katrina Joy, and we kind of did a mashup between Psalm 139 and Hagar's story in Genesis about God pursuing her and seeing her in need at the well. So this you'll probably hear a ton of themes from both of those passages. Oh God, you know my heart. You see my thoughts from afar. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it, Lord. And all the plans you have for me are always good. Oh God, you see my sin. You watch me wandering again. Your gentle hand will hem me in for my good. Your thoughts are higher than my own. You are the Lord. In the wilderness, I look to you, the spring of my life. Darkest nights light up when I'm with you. You never leave my side. You are the God who sees us. The living one is Jesus. You are the God who sees us all. You know the weakness of my frame. You offer grace instead of shame. You fashioned every part of me. You know me, Lord. All the plans you have for me are always good. In the wilderness, I look to
Beautiful, Emily.
Yeah. Are we having some trouble?
Um, well, our next artist is, but you're
Oh,
good.
oh, sorry.
No, you're
I was
totally good.
reading the comments. I was like, oh no, I hope everything's okay.
No, no,
All
no,
right,
you're
great.
good. We can hear you. You're totally good.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay.
So you're good. So you did a co-write on that song. Do you do a
Yes.
lot of co-writing or collaboration of co-writing and solo or
Yeah, I probably write more often by myself just because
easier?
it's hard to, yeah, it's easier. It's hard to find co-writers in my time zone or with my availability. I'm also a homeschooling mom of three. So I often feel like other artists are free like during the daytime. And I'm like, I am literally schooling, like I am holding school right now, so I'm not free. But yeah, so it can just be tough to find people to write with.
Well, it makes sense. And then, I mean,
Yeah.
you have three kids, so
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, that'll keep you busy in and of itself. So
Yes. Yes,
good
it
mama.
does. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what are some of your influences just with, when you first started out to kind of where you're at
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. I mean, when I like first became a Christian, I listened to a ton of like Hillsong and Phil Wickham. Um, our church is pretty hymn heavy, so I do listen to a lot of like Keith and Kristen Getty. I know someone mentioned them earlier,
Yeah.
and but I do love Ellie Holcomb. I love like a country feel as well. I don't often write in that,
Yeah.
but that's just how I like play around is more country sounding. So
I love it. Well,
hmm
awesome. Well, what do you have up next for us? What's your
yeah,
next?
so this one is called King of the Jews, and I wrote this around Easter a couple years ago, and I don't know if anyone else will be able to tell, but I have a very large theme of like focusing on the suffering of Jesus because um, I feel like it's the the most impactful part of the gospel for me is knowing that he was willing to suffer for me personally and for us collectively. And so this really focused. I was just really touched by a lot of like our Advent, or sorry, not Advent, a lot of like the Good Friday service and Easter service one year, and just hearing sermons about Christ's suffering. So yeah, this song came out of that, and I think it brings extra comfort to us, when, especially when we're suffering, knowing that He has suffered for us and He's felt it all. He's been there, and He can give us strength through it. So this is King of the Jews. So that'll be direct reference to this sign on the cross. My high priest has compassion on me. God himself has felt weak, facing death and suffering. My Father made him perfect through trial. Christ obeyed him all while patiently enduring. The lowly servant of the Lord came sinners to restore and bring his Father glory. The cornerstone the world rejected, nothing like expected, humble yet the Prince of Peace. Hail, the King of the Jews, man of sorrows, broken and bruised. He bore my grief, he carried my shame. Now crowned in glory, he holds the highest name, King above all kings. The Savior said we would have hardship. We're outside the garden, facing tribulations. But Christ has made us more than conquerors. He walks through our fires, heals our desperation. The Lamb is gentle and he's meek, calls the lost and weak, feels the depths of our pain. We wait for him who's ever faithful, drawing near through trouble, raising us to life from our grave. Hail, the King of the Jews, man of sorrows, broken and bruised. He bore my grief, he carried my shame. Now crowned in glory, holds the highest name. King above all kings. And God will not forget his children, made heirs of heaven's throne. And all our suffering ends in glory when he comes to take us home. Hail, the King of the Jews, man of sorrows, broken and bruised. He bore my grief, he carried my shame. Now crowned in glory, holds the highest name. King above all kings.
Nice. Very nice. Are you currently working on any, obviously you're writing and you're a busy mama, but are you working on any kind of upcoming projects or anything or
Yeah, I actually just started fundraising
okay,
for hopefully an EP. I want to put out 3 songs. This will be one of them, actually, this King of the Jews song.
very cool.
And I think I know what the other 2 will be. I at least know what one other will be, but still trying to pick and choose what the third will be. But I'm hoping to record that in October.
Okay.
But I do have to like meet the fundraising threshold goal, a
Yep.
certain threshold, and then I can make it happen. So yeah,
Awesome. Are you doing like a Indiegogo or
a GoFundMe.
a GoFundMe one? Yep.
Yep, yep.
Nice.
Hmm.
Well, awesome. Well, good deal. Well, do you currently have an album or anything out or
I do have a few songs out on Spotify and
okay.
other streaming services too. Yeah, I have 3 songs. One, I have another one that's like the acoustic version of one that I already put out. So
Very cool.
yeah. Hmm.
Awesome. Well, what do you have up next for us this evening?
Yeah, so my last song is called No Longer Your Enemy.
Okay.
And this, I feel like this was obscure, but I actually wrote it on the song of Deborah in the book of Judges because our church was going through Judges. And I just loved how many pictures there were in there of Jesus and what he had done, and just God having the victory, God, fighting that battle for us. So once again, there are a lot of pictures of the suffering of Christ, but as I said, that just is a big theme for me that I love. So yeah, this is No Longer Your Enemy. And are you guys hearing the piano okay? I feel like I can tip this toward the piano.
Yeah, you can, I mean, you're totally, we can hear both. You
Okay,
sound,
great. Okay, great.
you're good. I mean, we're hearing everything
I
crystal
knew
clear.
instrument changing I might have to rearrange, so that's great.
Yeah, you're good.
The greatest victory was a surrender. Commander of angels, bend the knee. Life everlasting began with a death when God Himself came to set us free. And though we live So you say this is grace, swept away all my guilt. Your great love has poured out, your mercy spills all the torrent of blood that washed over me. I'm no longer your enemy. Such a battle between kings and thrones, and all for the spoil of our souls. God raised the hammer, and He took the blow. Patient love shows His sovereign control. Now we sing, God has won our victory. The rich and poor alike repeat the triumphs of our Savior King, vanquished death through the risen Christ. You were pierced, you took my place, and drove the nails. You say this is grace, swept away all my guilt. Your great love has poured out, your mercy spills all the torrent of blood that washed over me. I'm no longer your enemy. You were pierced, you took my place, and drove the nails. You say this is grace, swept away all my guilt. Your great love has poured out, your mercy spilled all the torrent of blood that washed over me. I'm no longer your enemy. Oh, the torrent of blood that washed over me. No longer your enemy.
Beautiful. Awesome, awesome. Well, Emily, how can we connect with you?
Yeah, I have Instagram at Emily Scobee Music, and same for Facebook and a YouTube page as well. So you can follow. It's either at Emily Scobee or Emily Scobee Music for all of those.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing your
Yeah.
amazing giftings and beautiful voice. So, yeah, it's great chatting with you this evening.
Thank you.